Hare Krishna, welcome to my channel Moonlight here. Whenever we talk about teachers or gurus or a coach, we get to know that we are talking about Jupiter. But remember, the more strict the teacher, the more successful the students will be. And the strict teacher is Shani Dev Saturn. And a special event is going to take place that Saturn is going to retrograde for 4 months and 20 days. It's usually a normal thing, but this time Saturn is sitting in its office, that is the sign of Aquarius, which is its Mool Trikona sign. And this is happening approx after 30 years. That's why it's a special event. And we are going to talk about how this will affect our lives. From 17th June to 4th November, Saturn is retrograding. Before coming to the results, let's talk about Saturn in brief. Om Sam Sanicharaya Namaha. Saturn is the son of Sun and Chaya. The real wife of Lord Suryadeva is Sanjana. She was unable to handle the glory and the brilliance of the sun. She decides if she has to live with him happily, she must become better or equal to him. So without informing the sun, she goes to tapasya on Lord Shiva. For her shadow, Chaya, she created a Mayavi Roop, which is a duplicate of herself named as Chaya, and sends her to carry out her responsibilities as wife of Lord Suryadev in her absence. After that, the sun and Chaya gave birth to a child named Shani, Saturn. So this is the story, but somewhere Balram and Revati were also called as the parents of Shani, Saturn. Also, many people believe Saturn is one of the avatar of Lord Krishna, because when Lord Krishna talks about planets, he says, "In planets I am Saturn." That's why Krishna Bhakti is important for Shani also. The same way, people call goddess Kali as the sister of Shani, because they both are Kala, which means past, present, and future, all are in them. If we talk about retrograde, we can relate the story of Lord Ganesha's head. How Lord Shiva decapitated Ganesha's head in anger, and also after that he became Lord Ganesha actually. Also, the goddess Sati story is related because of Saturn retrograde. But every time Saturn retrograde, it shows a big tragedy. Symbolism is difficulty. Results always shows betterment and it gives respect. But don't feel scared of all that stories, because we should always learn from our Vedic scriptures. When the head of Ganesha decapitated, then only he became Lord Ganesha and got all his powers. And goddess Sati took rebirth, and finally she was allowed to live happily with Lord Shiva as Parvati. Saturn is actually to make us learn more and achieve good things. But as we all know, he is the righteous and punishes those who follow the path of evil and betrayal. And these powers Saturn got from Lord Shiva. Shiva gave the power to Saturn to act as a judge to people without any discrimination. On the basis of karma, Saturn works. Saturn is not a bad planet, and it will not act bad if you're working hard. In the same way, there is a story of retrograde Saturn. To save humanity from calamity and destruction, Shiva chose to consume the entire poison and thus drank it. His wife goddess Parvati was alarmed and she gripped her husband's neck with both hands in order to stop the poison from reaching his stomach. But some of the poison fell down, which came in scorpion and many other insects, and many lords helped Lord Shiva and drank a small amount of poison. The same way Saturn did, but it reacted to Saturn. The way it reacted in his body, he started walking in reverse, and that's how he retrogrades. So all these were references. Now let's talk about what Saturn do. First, wherever Saturn sits, check you are not making any mistakes related to that house. Keep checking your path and you are choosing the right path or not. Whether it's third aspects, wherever it goes, so you need to do hard work related to that house. And where its seventh aspect is coming, there you have to make balances between ups and downs. Don't betray anyone. And where 10th aspects are going, there you have to sacrifice related to that house, that particular house. With that retrograde, results will turn out to be good if you work on this. Okay, we are going to talk on the basis of your moon sign as well as ascendant sign. Now let's see what special retrograde Saturn is bringing for you. Now let's see the results for the sign of Sagittarius. For Sagittarius people, Saturn is at your third house. Saturn retrograde is very auspicious for you because in the third house, Saturn is considered to be very auspicious. Saturn is aspecting your fifth house and ninth house and your 12th house. Where Saturn is sitting, you need to check your path there, whether you are at right place or not. Third house is the house of effort, so here you need to check you're making effort at the right place or not. Talk sweetly to young people, check your communication. Third house is also the house of art and hands, so you can use your art and hands for success. Focus on how you're communicating with friends. Don't make any wrong decisions. Think twice. Retrograde shows reverse and past, so recheck what mistakes you were doing in past. Try not to do that again. Any hobby can make you successful also. Money will come to you. Good events at your family is also there, but don't think for moon Sagittarius people, because Sadisati ended, so not again bad results will come to you. Saraswati is already done. Now new beginnings would be there. Now let's see your fifth house. Fifth house is the house of study. Do efforts and hard work at studies or any hobbies. You can feel distracted while following your passion. Do what you are doing. Don't make sudden changes in business. Results would differ if Saturn is placed in different positions in your chart. Keep a look at your routine and make a proper timetable. Do work with honesty. Don't make an imbalance at work. Your fifth house needs hard work. Do hard work for your passion, for kids also. Make the timetable that you can actually follow. Don't follow your routine alternatively. Try to follow it daily. Minor hardship would be there in children's life. Focus on practical life more. Now, the fifth house is also the house of love. So, here you have to become responsible for your partner. You might not be interested in making efforts, but you have to. Now, let's come to the ninth house. Here, balance is important. Trying balance in spirituality. Be religious. Don't be too busy at work so that you forget your spiritual life, your father, and your teachers. Try to connect them, connect with the elders. Higher knowledge will come to you when you become dedicated. Saturn is not good with Leo, but here it will give some neutral results. Efforts and balance is important in religious life. Try to make good relationship with teachers and gurus and fathers also. Respect everything. Respect people. Think about their opinion also. Respecting others is what Saturn wants. Now let's come to the 12th house. Here, Saturn can give you an opportunity for traveling. Expenses would be there. Any old journeys can be planned this year. You can meet with an old friend, old teacher, or any old connection will become active this year. Try not to fight with others. You will become very spiritual, and Saturn in the 12th house can make you feel lonely. But yes, it will increase your spiritual powers and enlightenment. Take any decision thinking twice. Don't make any decision in a rush. Go slow. Be patient. Also, results will differ as per the Saturn's placement in your own birth chart. Do Lord Shiva's puja. Hare Krishna, guys. That's all. If you guys need any personal readings, you guys can message me directly on Instagram. Okay. Hare Krishna.